Don't you know I'm pumped up my kicks, ho? Night City, you know I'm at back, baby. She don't got no customer, though. In the level clubbing, baby. That's just how it goes, though. I don't need a sofa. Somebody I used to know. Video game half mask. She just want the black flag. I just gotta sweat her. That just be the weather. Skinny lover, baby. She a blondie. That's just new slang for them tightrope mommies. Yeah, that's right. Don't mess it up. That's the move, girl. Don't mess it up. That's my groove, girl. The less I know, the better. Baby girl, I rip high. When I start sleeping on the floor, when I get hot. 10,000 opioids. 10,000 in a row. What, baby, what you want? Money and the chemicals, electric love.
Hello, hey, how you guys doing out there? It's Willy P, Willy P 417 on YouTube and TikTok. One Willy P 417 on Twitch. Basically, I'm gonna get back in here with another one. The video is by Sean Jones. Go like, go subscribe, go watch the video. Like I said, this is Willy P Reacts, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this. This is Jake Paul tries to intimidate Anthony Joshua and get scared face off. Let's watch this shit. Y'all ready for it?
I think Jake Paul finally realizes what he's got himself in for fighting Anthony Joshua.
Dude, look at the size difference, bro. Bro, this guy is a monster.
This is not going to go good for him. Every day that passes, it seems more and more like this fight is legit, and it's going to happen. Let's put it this way. We got Jake Paul versus 57-year-old Mike Tyson. Why would this fight against Anthony Joshua not go down? I know everyone's saying that this fight isn't going to happen, but I don't see how this is so far-fetched. They've just had a press conference, which I didn't expect so soon. But yeah, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua sat down, talked about the fight, and then had a face-off. Now, the press conference is largely uneventful. It's 46 minutes long, and I did the honors of watching it all for you, and I've put together some of the highlights and some of the more notable moments of this press conference.
Thank God.
And I've just uploaded a new exclusive video to Patreon. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. Back to the video.
Go watch his video. Go watch his video.
So the fight has come out. Here's the first interaction.
Anthony Joshua!
God, dude, I think this
Jake
is a killer.
Paul! He's actually here. Jake, I'm going to start with you. Have you lost your mind? This is Anthony Joshua that you just called out. You're fighting Anthony Joshua in less than a month.
I like to challenge myself. I like to take on the biggest, the best. I said anyone, anytime, any place. I truly mean that. And I'm here to go out there and shock the world. I know what I'm capable of. I see him and what he's capable of. And we're going to go to war. And we'll see the best man that will win. But people say, oh, he's out of his...
Bro. I'm not going to lie, dude. Jake Paul, he's showed that he actually is what he says he is. But the thing is that, bro, he's not taking on no old dudes. He's not taking on no old professionals. He's not taking on ex-professionals. He's not taking on no, like, you know, just like, he's not taking on like basically what I would call, you would say, you know, the people who basically already fell off in whatever they're into. So whether it's boxing or UFC or whatever it was that he got whoever to come over and fight him. But I mean, there was like one of the dudes that was like a wrestler, and everyone acted like it was crazy. But that was like at the beginning when he first started this whole like kind of like journey trip thing to try and do what he's doing.
All of these things, I've gotten to where I'm at today because of delusional optimism.
Jake just said that he likes to always challenge himself with the biggest and the best. No, you don't. Only now you've done that. But prior to this, everyone who he fights is smaller than him, older than him, and on 5-7 fight losing
I literally just was talking about that.
streaks in a completely different sport. So can you see why people call you a little bit delusional? But look, props to you. You're taking the Joshua fight. All right, okay.
Tommy Fury was scared per usual one more time. Ryan Garcia was scared. Terrence Crawford said yes, but wanted to do it later next year. I was like, let's get a fight in right now. Anthony Joshua said yes. He was ready in December. Let's run it.
So let's just map this out for a moment. Let's say, hypothetically, Jake somehow wins this fight. I know. But let's just say it happens. Does that mean one of his next fights is going to be Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford? It seems like some of these top best in the world boxers are lining up to fight Jake. Right, let's see what Joshua's got to say.
What was your initial reaction when you found out that there was a possibility of fighting Jake Paul?
You got to give credit to Jake and his team. They reached out to me, to be fair. It was a great opportunity for me. So it's an opportunity for me to fight. I wanted to take 12 months out of the game. It was time to get back to work. So
Dude,
I was planning on fighting anyway. And actually, I would have been fighting this week.
I don't know, dude. I mean, the dude is a fucking giant, but that might be what Jake Paul wants because he thinks that they're going to be slower, but then that means that they generate more power. So if he's slower versus the older, slower opponent, they're not able to get back to their grasps as easy to, you know, someone who's a little bit quicker like Jake, but now he's versing somebody who's actually his speed. So we'll actually get to see
if I did my
see
way.
it in real time. And I thought he lost to Tommy Fury.
He presented himself, and I said, yeah, why not? It's great. I think it's massive. It's colossal. It's making big news. We're bringing marketability together with ability. Those two worlds collide.
When the early reports were coming out about this fight being in the works, your longtime promoter Eddie Hearn was saying, like, we don't think that he is crazy enough. Jake is crazy enough to take this fight.
I don't think Jake's crazy. I think Jake's a logical person. He knows what he can do. He knows something within himself, and he's got good people around him that know something about Jake that maybe a lot of us sitting here don't know. For example, I know a lot about myself that many guys don't know. All he needs is belief in himself. All I need is belief in myself.
Jake, the last time we saw this man compete, it was at Wembley Stadium fighting Daniel Dubois for the heavyweight championship. He's not someone who's past his prime. He's not someone who's over the hill. And yes, that fight didn't go his way, but he's still very much in the game. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. What is it about his game, though, that makes you confident that you can shock the world and beat him?
Yeah, look, he's one of the best heavyweights ever. But I believe that fighting a smaller man is oftentimes harder as a heavyweight because of the speed difference and because of the foot speed, because of the angles, because of the head being off the center. And so all of that power is great, and he's knocked people out. I just have to avoid that one shot for 8 rounds, and I believe that I can do that. So when I'm bouncing around the ring, jabbing, weaving, and doing all of these things.
So do you see how he's talking right here versus when he was talking in other fights? In other fights, by this point, he had already called them a bitch, started talking about their families, started trying to basically treat them like trash, basically say they'll be first round knockouts. By this point, he already had been talking like that with most of the opponents. Do you see how his tone is totally different? It is crazy. And then also, yeah, he lost to Tommy Fury in a split decision.
I know I can pick him apart and score points and make this a very, very big contest. People say, oh, I respect Jake Paul for getting in there. No, respect me because I'm about to win.
Wait there, who does Jake Paul think he is? Usyk, Joshua went a total of 24 rounds with Usyk, and in the second fight it was a split decision. Joshua had some decent moments in the fight. Jake Paul has got no bloody chance. Now Jake is a little bit light on his feet in the first couple of rounds, but then as the fight goes on, he gets a lot more flat-footed, and in this fight he's going to be fighting at like 230, 240 pounds, and I know that he will have made improvements since his last fight against Mike Perry, I get it, but it's just too big of an ask. Joshua is just too big and far too skilled for Jake. Right, so Joshua addresses some of the hate that he's got surrounding taking this fight.
Let's address the naysayers if we can. Anthony's ruining his legacy. He shouldn't be in there with Jake Paul. He should be fighting the top dogs. If it goes past 2 rounds, you know, it's a stain on his resume, it's a stain on his legacy. What do you say to people who say you shouldn't even take this fight, let alone even what happens if it goes past the second round like the Ngannou fight did, that this is now a stain on your legacy?
I just address people that are for me. I don't address people that are against me. Basics. You know, people say, what do you feel about negative comments? I say, why am I worried about negative comments for? Why am I worried about people that don't believe in what I'm doing? I just focus on people that believe in me, that support me, and that's it if I'm honest.
I mean, that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. Part of me feels like in the contracts, they have like some type of clause or something to where basically like it's set up for Jake Paul to win. But I mean, then you kind of see the Tommy Fury fight where it was a split decision. So then it couldn't be that he's setting them up. So I don't know, dude. I just don't know.
I ain't got nothing to say to those people because they don't even come into my psyche.
My thing is that he's talking like he's not worried about criticisms or anything like that. But that's like the number one thing that he should be worried about, especially going into a fight like this. Like you should be thinking about, but like that's the thing is that people aren't naysayers. I think they're more like they kind of thought you were more professional than that. As far as like I said, a lot of people doubt Jake Paul and they doubt all the stuff and they, you know.
That's fair. I saw when Jake was sitting down, like you were locked in on him. You were zeroing in on him. I would imagine maybe one of the first times you've seen him in person.
I want that chain.
Yeah, he's gonna try and.
Okay,
That shit's dancing. That chain is dancing. You know what I mean? I'm like, give me that.
We're going to war, baby. This 50 cal's going in your head.
Perhaps the chain on the line as well, no? No?
I'll put the chain on the line.
Don't say that.
I'll put the chain on the line, but you gotta put something on the line.
I'll put my chain on the line.
So when you look at this guy, what do you see when you're staring at him?
Talent, focus, good team, nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I can sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner. He's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
So I like Joshua's answer there, and I'm not trying to defend Jake here. I want to see him get knocked out, not seriously hurt, but you know, I want to see him lose. But Joshua, very accomplished boxer, arguably one of the best heavyweights to do it of this era. Joshua didn't say Jake was a bad boxer. He said,
yeah, but that's because it's actually a challenge.
that he's actually talented, very motivated, very focused.
When it's actually a challenge now it's a totally different Jake we're seeing.
Got a good team around him. So when
But I'm not gonna lie, Jake does have a good team around him, and I do think that he is actually like, I think that he is taking the boxing thing seriously. It's like what he did with YouTube. Like he got into YouTube, he took it seriously. They freaking expanded their brand and got huge. He got into boxing, expanded the brand, and now he's trying to get huge. So I mean, I it makes
People
sense.
say Jake can't box, and you've got no accolades whatsoever. And then I say Jake can box, and he's fairly decent. Within the context of these videos, I'm saying he's made improvements. He's fought some decent people for his level, that is. And then people call me out and say that I don't know anything about fighting because I say that Jake is decent, he's made improvements. But then Joshua pretty much says the exact same thing. He's talented, he's focused, he's good. So what does that make Joshua then? Does that mean Joshua doesn't know anything about fighting? I know you hate Jake Paul and you want to discredit him, but just think it through. You've got some pretty decent boxers out there who are giving Jake his props and who are noticing the improvements he's making. Right, so Joshua just talks for a bit about how he's a lot more focused now because he shut down a few of his businesses. He's consolidated his life a little bit more over the last 12 months. He wants to do another title run, but rather than waiting for 6-8 months to get a fight, he thought he'd just take this Jake Paul fight. A little side quest. Why would he say no to $90 million? Right now, speaking of Usyk, Joshua talks about how he no longer trains with Ben Davison and he's went to Usyk's camp to sharpen his skills even more.
Are you still being trained by Ben Davison and Lee Wiley? Will Ben be in your corner on the 19th of December?
So no, I won't be trained by Ben Davison. I said that London's a bit distracting for me. So I was invited to train with Team Usyk. So I've been in Spain. We've been doing some good training out in Spain. And I think he's one of the best in the world. Not I think, he is one of the best in the world. And it's not all down to him, it's also down to his team that's around him. So I linked up with them and getting insight to how someone who's achieved so much has been phenomenal, man. It's been a great experience and it's very challenging.
And how long have you been with them?
A couple months now.
Are you sparring with Usyk?
No, that's why he's training somewhere else at the minute. But he's been in camp, but he's in and out of camp.
And then here, I didn't think Jake Paul's delusion could get any worse, but no, he takes that delusion meter and turns it up to 1,000.
Turkey Al Sheikh was laying out plans for Anthony Joshua. Does any part of you relish the opportunity of perhaps ruining some big plans for AJ and the team in 2026?
Yeah, 100%. It's a massive mistake to look past this. Seriously, I'm putting a stint in all of those plans. Don't book anything. Don't arrange flights and hotels. I'm knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans. And it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
You're going to hear Joshua laugh there. So he's going to fight Tyson Fury as well. Now, where Joshua might lack in terms of his skill, Tyson Fury shines. And that's the movement, that long reach, the height, just the skill gap is insane. Tyson Fury would dance circles around Jake. He could beat Jake with one hand. Joshua talks about how he's only focused on this fight. He's not overlooking Jake. There's nothing else booked for him. And he talks about some of the potential dangers of fighting Jake Paul.
Who are those opponents lined up for you in 2026?
My focus is on Jake Paul.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Is that true, though? Do you have those 2 fights lined up already?
They're not signed, they're not sealed, but they're opportunities, really. They're just opportunities in the game. But my main focus, as signed and sealed, is Jake Paul. So that's all I've got in front of me.
Do you agree with the assessment that if this fight goes longer than the Ngannou fight, it's kind of a...
No, Jake's a completely different fighter to Ngannou. Ngannou and Jake are completely different animals, so I can't compare the two together. Ngannou's never boxed before, either. Jake's boxed before. They're just different. Ngannou's a lot more slower, and a lot bigger and more powerful. Jake's quicker. Jake boxes in a completely different style. Ngannou's more upright. He can does switch his southpaw and orthodox. Jake doesn't really do that. They're completely different fighters, if I'm honest with you. So I'm not trying to compare. At the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm going to go in there and do a job. I want to really hurt him in the ring.
I think that's an important perspective that Joshua should keep going into this fight, is to not try and look for the knockout within a particular round. Do your thing, forget about what Jake's doing. You're far more experienced, you're far more skilled. Don't put too much unnecessary pressure on yourself, because that's when sometimes you can throw a spanner in the works of your own game plan because you've committed to this set prediction. And that's a sign of maturity there from Joshua. He's fighting Jake Paul. He could come in here and say, Jake's crap, I'm going to knock his head off. First round knockout. But he's not saying any of that. So we go back and forth for a little bit. Joshua just talks about how he's really focused. Then Ariel announces this fight is also taking place.
I think that he's also happy about it because, well, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think, well, think about it. If Jake beats him, then it makes Jake look really good. If the other guy beats him, well, everyone kind of already thought the other guy was going to beat him. So in Jake's eyes, it's a win-win for him because the one guy's already a professional boxer. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell because, like I said, I mean, every fight is totally different and things change and are different, you know?
On the same card, Anderson Silva versus Tyron Woodley. Very interesting. I don't mind that matchup. I actually think within the realm of boxing and talking about retired MMA fighters, this is a pretty decent, even matchup. Anderson Silva, one of the best to ever do it in MMA, one of my favourite fighters, but he's getting a little bit old now against Tyron Woodley. Once again, an absolute machine in MMA, knockout artist, but he's on like a 7 or 8 fight losing streak. I know a lot of the hardcore fans hate this type of stuff, but I just think from their perspective, it's just boxing. The fight camp's not going to be as grueling as it is MMA. You can work around injuries a little bit better, you get a bit older. It's a nice little payday. It's not like we got Anderson Silva going up against someone who's half his age.
Who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100%, Anthony. This is something that's going to weigh on him, right? Like, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree?
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not going to crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger.
Dude, I hope this dude dances around Jake.
That desire. Every time I've been knocked down or been in trouble when I was younger, came back 3 years later, got to the Olympics, get in trouble again before the Olympics, 3 years later, become world champion after 16 fights, win all the belts, get beat by Ruiz, come back and unify the division for the second time. It's just constantly drives my focus and my hunger to get better. So I'm going to be a tough man to break down 100% come December 19th because I've been building myself over the last year. I ain't been sitting back. I've been working.
I like Joshua's demeanour here. You can tell he's relaxed. He laughs off that question about the fact that all the pressure is on him. Now, all the pressure is on him because everyone does expect Jake Paul to lose, so Jake can come in here and just fight his own fight. If he loses, then, well, there you go. Yeah, of course, Jake Paul's going to lose to Joshua.
I know, but kind of them both acting like so nonchalant about it kind of makes it like less exciting.
If he wins, damn, what can people really say to Jake Paul if he does get the win? Apart from the fact that the fight is rigged, that's the obvious narrative, but people can't just get it into their heads that this fight could result in Jake Paul winning, and it's not rigged. And I was one of the first to say if this fight goes down and Joshua loses, then it's rigged. Although I don't believe Joshua would take a dive. I think if Joshua does,
I kind of do because the money's way bigger than anything that he's doing in boxing, so might as well take the dive. Now you got money to actually take care of your boxing, your actual being able to get to where you want to be as far as like how good you are.
Lose, it's because he massively underestimated Jake Paul.
He can pay for new camps. He can pay for trainers. He can pay for his flights. He can pay for hotel rooms. He can pay for, all the stuff to be able to do it. So it's like, it makes sense to me.
But based on what Joshua was saying here, I don't think that's the case.
Why he would take the dive, but then also you think the purse would be on it, or, potentially the necklace or any,
I think he's coming into this fight with a very serious mindset. Right now, Joshua kind of gives a little bit of an insight into his game plan now.
Have the boxing fans you've been speaking to since this was announced been telling you that you need to knock this guy out?
I need to cut him up, and I need to break him up, and I need to hurt him, and that's just what we do. That's it. There's nothing more to it.
So Joshua said that he's going to cut him up. I think what Joshua's game plan is, not that I'm a boxing expert, is he's going to come into this fight and look to hurt Jake Paul, especially in that first and second round. But I think he's going to try and mentally break Jake, and then he's going to go for the knockouts. I think in Joshua's mind, he's going to want to teach him a lesson. And what better way to do it than to piece somebody up and then knock them out? Because then the narrative can't be, oh, you got me with a lucky punch. Oh, the outcome could have been different. No, beat him up for a few rounds and then get the knockouts. So my early prediction would be Joshua by second round or third round KO by choice. You guys feel free to give me your predictions below. And now the reporter asks Jake, how do you feel about
me personally? I think that the dude will probably knock him out second round, probably.
the fact that Tommy Fury won't fight you for $10 million, which I didn't know was the case? Did Tommy Fury really turn down Jake Paul for a $10 million fight? That's crazy.
If he did, then it was because he probably had other shit going
I was Tommy,
on.
I'd be taking that, but maybe Tommy isn't quite in the right mental space yet. We see it in his recent documentary that he's struggling a little bit. He feels a little bit lost, and I'd never kick a man whilst he's down. By the way, I was in that documentary as well. They took a piece of one of my videos out of context and made it look like I was calling Tommy Fury an amateur boxer and that he didn't know what he was doing. It was hilarious. But yeah, here's Jake's response to that.
You feel that his brother Tommy won't even fight you for $10 million?
That's exactly what the internet is like, though.
People in this sport, believe it or not, are actually bitch made. Anthony can attest to that.
That's correct.
That's why we're up here on the stage, because we're both always down to run it and throw hands. Tommy's lost. He's a lost puppy. No one watches his fights. I'm the only thing that he's got, so he should be on his knees begging for the fight. We did offer him it, and he said he wanted more time. Same with KSI. These guys just don't want to step up to the plate.
Now, this guy asked a question, and apparently he's a pro boxer. He said that he's fought Terence Crawford before, and it went to a decision. And when he was going through this question, I was thinking, where's he going with this? But it's a good question.
Have you heard of a guy named Sam Gerard?
No.
Have you heard of a guy named Christian Solano?
No.
Derek Campos?
No.
John Medina?
No.
Billy Daniels?
No.
And the reason I asked that is because in Floyd Mayweather's 14th pro fight, he fought Sam Gerard. Canelo fought Christian Solano. Terence Crawford fought Derek Campos. Muhammad Ali fought Billy Daniels. In your 14th pro fight, you're fighting Anthony Joshua. How does that make you feel?
Man, we've been different. We've been pushing boundaries, and that's what I'm really here, is to be a beacon for kids out there to take inspiration from. That's one of the biggest things and goals I have in my life, is to show people what the power of self-belief and manifestation, hard work, and discipline
No, he doesn't. Don't believe his ass. He just wants money, bro. That's all.
can take you. And
Anything that he does and everything that he does is about money. Well, his latest craze is boxing. I mean, I just don't believe him. I really don't. I mean, he's like literally turned a whole generation of boys like dumb as hell. Not because of the boxing shit, but because of his YouTube antics. The boxing shit is honestly like a turnaround, really, because at least it teaches discipline, and it's actually like a sport of technicality and not technicality, no, I think I said that right. Whatever, but basically, and so it takes a lot more, I think, and I think that's why he's kind of doing this stuff. Is it's almost like a rebrand for him. Like, I'm not just the YouTuber guy anymore.
to take risks, and even if you fail, right, lose Tommy Fury, get 10 times better, 10 times bigger, and now we're sitting here today, and to me, Tommy Fury's light work in terms of a boxing match now, and so I'm here to inspire kids and do things differently and be a disruptor.
I'm not even going to pretend that I'm mad at that. Jake has accomplished a lot, and I'll always give him credit for that, 100%. And his message there at the end about inspiring people and making sure that you're disciplined and having a goal in life and trying to push the boundaries, step outside of that comfort zone, is something that all men should try and embody. It's pretty much always been the message of my channel. Be disciplined, do hard shit, be in shape, learn how to defend yourself, try and have goals, make more money, push the boundaries. That type of stuff will do so much more for your mental and physical health than anything else will. Right now, this boxer asks Joshua, if Joshua doesn't get the knockouts, is that technically a loss for him?
In your opinion, if you go 8 rounds and win a decision against a guy who's only had 13 pro fights...
No, it's not that. That's what I'm saying. That's for you. Are you asking for me, or are you asking from your perspective?
From your perspective.
From mine?
Yeah, is it a win for you if you just beat him, or do you need to knock him out?
I need to knock him out.
I like that.
So confirmed by Joshua, he's going for the knockouts. That's pretty much it for the highlights. Let's watch the face-off.
Of an 8-round heavyweight battle that is going down December 19th, live and exclusively on Netflix.
Look at the size.
Dude, look at him. He makes him look like a little boy.
Difference. Crazy.
But you know, the littler man, he's inside on him. So he's going to have to protect a lot more in here. Whereas he's in here now. He's more in his box, you know, to be able to hit. As far as like the body goes. Whereas he's above his shoulders. Boom. Which I know the straight across. But I don't know. He's going to spank him. He's going to spank him.
Jake is literally looking at Joshua's chest. Joshua looks scary. Good face off though. Has Jake got eyeliner on? I think he's been doing that clavicular's lux maxim routine.
Unimaginable, the unthinkable.
Look at that right there. Joshua looking into Jake Paul's soul. Come on, AJ.
We'd be looking at this. Two-time former unified heavyweight world champion, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, Anthony Joshua, against the man
Big face off.
who dares to dream bigger than them all, the
Jake's
one and
still looking
only
at him.
Jake Paul.
And then he turns away.
He did too. He looked like.
Right, okay. That's it, Jake. Pretend you're not scared. Joshua looking chilled as a cucumber. I love the way Jake does that at the end. That's for you. You're the one who's going, so here's a better angle of the face off. Jake's staring at Joshua, and then Joshua looks and he looks away. Jake, what are you doing here? Look at him. Trying to intimidate Joshua. He looks at him and he turns away and then mimics Joshua. That's it. Know your place, boy. Seen this little edit of it before as well. This is great. Jakey boy. And then he's scared. Joshua's coming out. Boom. KO, yeah. Let's end this video with a nice classic quotable from John Fury.
Sasha says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out
This is
Joshua.
what I'm saying. How's that work? Andy Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know.
Might be the best thing that John Fury has ever said. So John Fury's taking Anthony Joshua by dick knockouts. What do you guys think will happen in this fight? Remember, check out my Patreon for exclusive content that isn't allowed on YouTube. More.
That's honestly funny as hell. Dude, that's actually really good. But no, it's really funny, and I think it's crazy that Jake would take on this fight. It's really, I don't know, guys. We'll see on December 19th, right? But dude, I think this guy, he's like literally an Olympian, also a professional boxer. Like, dude's an animal. So we'll see. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you watched this far. Put pineapple in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Willy P 417, and I hope you guys have a good night. Bing, bop, boom, bop, bam.